Alright, what's going on, guys? And welcome to Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Generally just prefer to Final Fantasy VII Intergrade or Final Fantasy VII Remake. But it goes without saying that Final Fantasy VII Remake, well, it is Intergrade. You don't really have to say Intergrade. It goes without saying. In other words, because they don't really support FF7 remake anymore, so you know it's an undoubted, you know, undoubtedly you don't really have to call it FF7 remake Intergrade. Just call it FF7 remake.
If you get in trouble, just follow the stench.
Another one of those lessons?
An avalanche thing, actually. We use them to move around the Undercity.
Oh, Tifa.
Sure
I
not
do
lost?
love Tifa.
Positive. There should be a big water.
Okay, before we move forward with this place, a lot of people don't really like this part of the game, but I do actually, because it actually adds relevance to the scale of Midgar. Midgar was not really scaled properly in the original game, 1997, 99, some shit, on the PlayStation. I played it, you know, it was the first, I played the original game first, and the problem was they truncated a 40-hour experience paced over an 8-hour, well, yeah, 8 hours, pasted over 8 hours in the original game. And it caused inconsistency in terms of, like, the size and relevance of areas, like the sewers. How the fuck in the world would the sewers from Sector 7 to Sector 6, like, places that in the original game were currently, like, I don't know, like 2 to 3, maybe 4 screens long, and yet the sewers were only one screen. Like, one screen. It was like 2 screens, actually, but it was, like, really quick. Just go through one screen, go across, get to the next screen, up, boom, and then you're in the train graveyard all of a sudden. Like, I don't know how you could possibly do that in such a short amount of space. You know, that you didn't really cover much space there. It was like, what the fuck? How did it scale? It didn't. It was all done by design so that they could fit a 40-hour experience into an 8-hour ordeal. And thus, in the original Final Fantasy VII, you were dying to get the fuck out of there. Anyway, so yeah, okay, so we're gonna be going into the sewers now, like for real this time, and it's done right. So, I think you should probably, you know, you have Aerith, you have Tifa, we have Cloud. This is different than the original game, because in the original game there really were no sewers. You just sort of fought a couple of Sahagins and you were out of the sewers. After you fought the show thing. You know, the Abzu, whatever. So you have cleansing, you try to want to get resist. Healing is good, fire, element to that. Whistle and Scarf is fine. Luck up is good. That's our first strike, keep it with the purple. We're gonna need ice material here though. I am almost positive on that. It's so close to Firaga though. Though Sahagins are weak to fire. Still ice is good. Wind is good, but we're not gonna need it. Not right now, but it is good, wind. Instead, let's go with fire, I guess. Magnifier healing and prayer isn't that, you don't really need it that much. I mean, not if you're magnifying your healing. So maybe stick something else on there. MP up, maybe? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe MP up. Or assess, because it's the first playthrough. Or binding. Binding is good too. Think of that. I will go with binding. Beautiful. He's an MP mastermind. Look at that. Let me give her a headband. Give her the fat chocobo probably, or Ifrit. Ifrit. And they're good. Perfect. I'm not sure what status I'm to look out for here. Probably Toad. Oh, here we go. Oh, he staggered. That thing's down. No, it wasn't bad at all. I just have to consider what the most important things are to upgrade right now. Because, you know, we have now a party of 3 people. And, definitely have upgrades, but I haven't upgraded everything yet. But I really think I should just take all my material off right now, and then, you know, and then sort of work from there. See what my roles are, options. Alright, let's go. Take a look here. So for Cloud, I'm gonna go with... thinking... Steadfast block and first strike probably. Provoke, so you could play tank. Parry is good for him. Revival will also be good for him too. ATB boost. What else should he get? Chakra or... Alright, that could work for now. She doesn't really need first strike materia though. Synergy can work with her. But really you want to give synergy to the highest bidder in terms of magic power. Right? Where's the highest magic attack? Aerith does. So yeah, synergy should go to Aerith. With like, you could go with ice materia. I would go probably with lightning materia though. Because of how instant it is. But wind materia is good as well. But when it comes to damage, lightning is better, or poison. Cost efficient. Magnify and healing. This can work, bro, I guess. Then have her with elemental, I guess, and ice. Wind, no. I'm gonna jump here. That's good. And then, yeah, the reason I would go this route is because it just makes sense. Give her the parry. Give her deadly dodge. It's pretty important for her to have them. Luck is good. Really good for Tifa. I'm thinking maybe go with Chakra probably because it was native to her from the start, so. I don't know if I want to do that though. I'd rather work on the luck up also. Healing material, yeah, it's not trying to level up. I will show you the elegance of wind materia. It actually is pretty useful once you understand how to use it. That is to say, if it still works the same way as it used to, and if there's any truth from what I've heard, wind materia has actually improved. Alright, look at ATV stagger soon. And ATV assist, we have to use trigger refocus 2 times, so we're gonna have to use refocus to get ATV assist. Didn't realize. They just put out, hold on, let me just pop it. What's wrong with this? That's better. Alright, so we don't have any encounters yet. It's gonna start off relatively light. But at least it's not just 2 screens this time around. It's gonna, you know, it's a lot more, like I said, it's scaled out correctly with Midgar. So, it is better than the original game in that respect. And let's just be honest. You know, for better or for worse, you know, they improved upon the original game, where there was like really no realistic scale or scope to the actual sewers themselves. Think back, if you play the original Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation, think about how it scales, and look at how it was scaled out. And tell me how it makes sense. From the train graveyard to the sewers below, from Don Corneo's mansion, Wool Market, the Sector 6 collapse, bridge collapse. Like, think back to everything you did, like, and how does any of that really scale out right? It doesn't make sense. How the hell did we scale the rubble of the collapsed Sector 7 and then get over to Shinra building on the top? Like, none of it really made any sense. It was getting really bogged down. And this game doesn't have that issue. Like, you get a clear, you know, a clear-cut path to what it is that you're looking at here, the place that you're trying to explore, and all fleshed out in, you know, very, very expressive detail that goes way beyond than that of the original game. But still, you know, it still remains homely to its original design. You know, it doesn't stray from the path of, you know, where it came from. It doesn't really ever forget where it came from, and sort of tries to, if anything, re-envision it, so to speak, as a masterpiece, you know, like a masterpiece re-envisioned for the modern age, as if this were the very image they were setting out to make in the first place, but didn't have the technology at the time, so they had to settle for less. So they made more, but gave less. You know what I mean? And so they had to do that instead, and they opted to go that route, where they had to go, you know, sum up a portion of like 40 hours of content into a smaller division or scope, you know, of space that would be scaled out in smaller portions. This sacrifice, you know, was done cleverly through the usage of Midgar, setting up an antagonistic role and all that, to make you feel, you know, being stuck and all that. But what they did here was they brought justice to a game that they initially had wanted to have a 40-hour adventure of a gigantic, you know, monster-sized metropolis called Midgar. But they weren't able to do it back then, and now they well, look, they were able to do it, and that's exactly what they set out to do. So I think this game is definitely a marvel. It's a masterpiece, and they did a really good job on it. In my opinion, I think I like the original remake better than the Intergrade so far, but I guess we'll just see where it goes. So far, the Intergrade is nice. I just wish I can get the hang of the battle system a little bit better. If I can get a better hand on the battle system, I think all will be fine. Main issue is that I find myself defending sometimes. It's weird. I'm not even pressing defend. We could try it, but I think this needs to be on free. Alright, these are a good pair of gloves, by the way. Don't know if I can get into them right now. Well, first, I'm gonna maybe give a little bit to the hard edge. If I can. Which I think I can, so. Yep, we can get the attack power up to 77. It's actually good. Hard edge at 77 attack power. But the bigger upgrade here is with Tifa's feathered gloves. This is one of her best weapons too. So, yep. It emphasizes speed attribute. But things like physical damage reduction, 10% when guarding are really helpful. Since the ATB meter fills up at 100% rate through damage, either dealt or blocked. So damage that you block against, any raw damage taken will fill up the limit break. Raw damage and then regular damage, you know. Raw damage is different. That's damage that you do not block. Unblocked damage, or unblocked damage that you don't block. If you don't block against that damage, it is raw damage, and that fills up the limit break by 100%. So damage reduction is good because when guarding, you're getting a 100% increase to the ATB meter based on the amount of damage you take. But this doesn't affect it. Though it does a little bit. Because you guarded. Damage taken that's not guarded would be detrimental, but it would also fill up the limit break meter. So you have to take a look at what you're looking at there. The amount of damage taken is generally the amount of damage taken. When I say that, I don't mean the amount of raw damage taken. I mean the amount of damage taken after blocking. Because when you block damage, this fills up the ATB meter, and when you deliver, when you deliver damage, this also fills up the ATB meter. However, certain things fill up the limit break. The limit break is filled to raw damage, which means either raw damage received or stagger damage delivered. So either placing an enemy into stagger any damage delivered into it, onto it while in stagger, mainly staggering an enemy or taking raw damage. That's how you fill up the limit break. Speed dictates the default on how the ATB is filled. I'm surprised they didn't have a setting for this though, to dictate how fast the speed would go, but they didn't. So speed is very valuable because the default is, so it seems, is that any character gets ATB increase of 50% by time per second, right? All AI characters get a 25%. Their ATB bar fills at 25%. 25% per second. At a fixed rate or whatever, you know? And then if they guard, that would be half of 25%. Now, if you are the main character, the controlled character, not AI character, that would be 50%. It would fill up, right? So it's pretty slow. I mean, it's fast, I guess. But when you go into defense mode, it lowers it down to 25%. The amount that it fills, you know. So that's pretty slow. It's a quarter of time. It's really, really slow. Any AI, it fills up at a 25% rate. Unless you have haste up, then it brings everything up by twice. So that would be 50 or 100, depending. So say now that you look at it, looking at damage, we have to look at damage received and damage delivered. What I mean by damage received is not raw damage received. That means that's a whole different thing. Damage is what dictates 100% of the limit break, the ATB charge. So through damage, you will be able to increase it 100% for the amount that you deliver, and for the 100% for the amount that you defend against. Pretty simple. I think, at least. I mean, it's hard to explain it, but it's not really that hard to explain. And it's just a matter of understanding the percentages of which they move at. Once we get into our next battle, I'll explain it a little bit better, since it is a little confusing and some people don't understand it. That there are a few different things in question here. Damage, raw damage, because damage is different than raw damage. Raw damage can only be dealt when an enemy is staggered, and thus does the biggest increase to limit break happen during a staggering. When you stagger something, raw damage. So by default, you have to understand how much damage you deal. So attack damage is exactly that. It improves attack damage. Since damage is a very important aspect to filling up the limit, the ATB, and there are 2 ATB bars, right? We all know about the 2 ATB bars. It could be partitioned to 3, but right now, by default, it's generally 2. So the idea here is to fill these up. When you start a battle, well, Well, I think it's best we get into a battle, and then we'll explain more from there. So, for the feathered gloves, they're one of Tifa's best weapons. I would get materia slots first. See, ATB charge rate, 10% boost. Increases the amount by which successful attacks increase the ATB gauge. So remember this, the ATB charge rate. Very, very unique ability. But this will allow you to increase your ATB charge rate by 10%. An ATB charge rate is based off of the damage you deal from attacks. And this increases the damage dealt by basic attacks. Speed is also extremely important. Attack damage by % boost. Aerial attack boost. Rear assault boost 10% or stagger siphon. It could be useful, stagger siphon. Concentration activation 70% is something I'm definitely gonna need. You'll probably want to grab that. Highly recommended. So I guess look at the character speed mainly and look at that as the percentage as to which their ATB fills. So if it's by default. So if a character has 27 speed, it'll fill at 27% every second. So it's kind of, it takes a while. 27% out of 100. Out of 200 really. It's just 2 bars. The rate at which it fills. Which way? This way? I think it's this way. The oppressed. They have ethers, but I mean, I don't have much stuff right now. I'm kind of broke. I'm out of cash. Alright, we rest up. Anyway, yeah, I have to make a new in-depth guide on Final Fantasy VII Remake ever since the Intergrade. That's one of the things that I'm dealing with here. Is that I had made an in-depth combat battle mechanic walkthrough, 78 pages, handwritten, for Final Fantasy VII Remake. But the Intergrade is definitely different. It's different. It's the same, but it's different. So, with that being said, I mean, it's for better or worse, I'm not sure. Still trying to figure that out. Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out, though. Though I know certain aspects are good and are for the better, but... Like, I've looked at the scaling of each area, and they all scale out right, which is good.
Well, this isn't good. That's it!
Here we go.
So, see what I mean? Like, how everything fills up. But it takes its time filling up.
You'll be blown away.
Enough. You're good at
You gotta
this.
learn Infinity's End, man.
Told you so.
A lot of the material I forgot to
stay
grab.
behind me.
That way I can cover your back. Bingo!
Take the lead.
I'm coming! I got this. Freeze! Enjoy the ride! Finish I win! Gonna get windy.
Bring it.
You'll be blown away. Okay. Yeah. One more shot.
I think... Yeah, I don't need that, though. It's the thing. Hold on. System, I think they were wrong about that on options. Switch in order. Yeah, I think this is better. Once you have it on free targeting, you're good. This is probably locked. Wait. We have to go down. This everything's gonna get confusing, so better keep our eyes open. Shit gets a little confusing from this point on. You have to keep your eyes open and know where you're going. Because if you're not careful, you can go in circles, right? Hey, what's going on, Zella? Just traveling to the sewers here, Midgar. Oh, sector 7 and 6 sewers, I think. Good part of the game, actually. Well, it was a part of the game that was half-assed in the original game
Is it
for the
safe to go
PlayStation.
It's really dark. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Actually, it was terrible. It was like hardly existent.
Assuming Cornelia was telling us the truth,
This
what
whole,
Fiction was really up to.
all of this content is really missing from the PlayStation 1.
Imagine what it is. Destroying a whole chunk of the city just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah. I can't imagine any way they could profit from it.
I don't know how some people
It's gonna
consider
cost them a
this
fortune
filler,
right
though.
now.
Corneo's lying. He's
This
gotta
just
be.
seems like
Guys do all
stuff.
the time out of habit.
It just seems like a lack of development from the original. That should have been there all along, and that's probably why Midgar in the original game it felt such like so oppressing. You know, when you were in Midgar. I mean, I don't even know if you personally, or anybody who's viewing, had played the original FF7, but if you had, you'd probably had felt like trapped or like just wanting to get the fuck out of Midgar, because it just felt so, I don't know. And not only that, but it was improportionate. It wasn't portioned out right. You had the sewers that accounted for almost like tons and tons of areas that more or less took account over what, 1 to 2 screens. A fight with a fucking Abzu and a couple of Saugans. I'm all the way there. 2 sectors over. I'm in the graveyard all of a sudden. It's like, how the hell did you do all that? You did like an 8-hour adventure, and then all of a sudden, just like you go into the sewers, and then whoop, okay. Well, everything's accounted for. Well, it doesn't make any sense, because the sewers were smaller than the mansion that you fell into the sewers from. I mean, it's fucking nuts. How can the sewers be smaller than the mansion that you were in that dropped you in there? So yeah, there was just a lot of mistakes in the original Final Fantasy VII that were done on purpose to prevent, or I guess to make the feeling of one being trapped by a means of setting up the antagonistic role for Shinra. You know, it was a good ploy, I get it, you know. Make you feel like you can't breathe or feel like, you know, but I could tell you this, I know for a fact they wanted to, you know, tell a deeper story, but they couldn't. You know, they just didn't have the hardware for it. So they opted in the direction of, you know, let's give them less of this big ass this big gigantic city, but we'll give them more, but give them less, so that this way we could fit a nice, you know, game out of it. But everybody knows it, that FF7's worst. And yet, it's questionable. I mean, people say it's the best, but it's the worst part of the game. That part of the game where you're just stuck in Midgar. But it's also what leads to the best part of the game, of being out of Midgar. So, does it, you know, effectively play its role? It does, you know. It effectively defines itself as a piece of shit that we don't like about it, you know, and that's what it wanted to do. Make Midgar this place that represented Shinra, an overarching antagonist of, you know, Gaia, the planet. So yeah, job well done, but this time around was different. It wasn't what they wanted to do, you know, they didn't want it to make it that way.
But not if we use the skeleton
So, this is sort of the content that they kind of intended. This is what they wanted, I think. From what I know, yep. Katase is, you know, Yoshinori Katase. He is the one that's directing this, and he's also the one that directed the original one. So I firmly believe this is what they really wanted. This is what they envisioned for the game originally in 1997 for the PlayStation. They just didn't have the hardware space for it, and so that's why this game is a masterpiece. Because I don't think it's a perfect game, but its story is very close to perfect, yeah. Gameplay wise, it reminds me a lot of, I don't know, it's misunderstood. It's definitely misunderstood. People think it's an action game, and it's not really an action game.
Miracle if it still works.
It's a turn-based game. It's a turn-based game, and yes, it does have action, real-time elements, absolutely. That's why it's called the Action Time Battle System. I mean, it's not didn't take a genius to figure it out. It's the Action Time Battle System. It's different than the Active Time Battle System that was introduced way back when, but it is very much the same. It's just Action Time Battle System, not the Active Time Battle. Active Time Battle System just filled up through time, and it would just keep going. This is the same thing, except it's based off of action instead. You know, so it's like the double ATB. Alright, we gotta go this way though, I think. Or is it still locked? We have to get that skeleton key, but it's down below the sewers, even lower. Down in the refuge of shit. Sewage. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Well, I think we have to. Do we? I don't remember. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure.
You got it. Enjoy the ride.
Easy. I just. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand it. And if we are moving on. Alright, a lot of rats down here.
Piece of cake. Let's be smart. I see you.
And, well, we could use triple slash, so all the enemies on the field. They'll all die
Just like
easy.
that, okay?
I gotcha.
Wow, Arrow is awesome. I don't know why people say that Arrow sucks, but it doesn't. It's actually pretty good. Because it has a lot of pressure. Do people forget about pressure? Or what's the deal with that? For some reason it could possibly be this way. I don't know why. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't mind getting into the battle, so it doesn't matter to me. I think it's so... I don't know. Intergrade, is it the same as Remake? It might be. If it's not the same as Remake for PlayStation 4, then... The skeleton key we're looking for could possibly be in a different area, which it apparently is up here. So at least we know it is up here. That's good. But I don't remember where. Maybe it's down here. Oh, look at this.
Just in case. Don't overdo it.
Let me handle this. So it's my turn?
I got it.
Watch what happens though. Check this out.
That sucked.
Whatever.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh my god. Okay. So I had to be careful. That's what was happening. I was pressing the R1 button. The R1 button was being pressed when I was at... Okay. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Why was I doing that? Bad habits die hard, huh? Well, old habits die hard. I think the key we're looking for is in here, right? Or no? Maybe not. I don't know. It's somewhere around here, though. It's gotta be one of these fucking places. But isn't there a switch or some shit that we need to press? I think there is. Yep, right over here. Sorry that took me so long to find. But again, this is my first time playing the Intergrade. One that I wasn't a huge fan of them even making, because technically it's Final Fantasy Remake Remastered. It just sounds fucking stupid, man. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Therefore, I'm not gonna hate on Intergrade, but I do firmly believe that it wasn't really necessary. But again, they said that they are not even supporting it. You know, FF7 Remake isn't being supported anymore. That's the reason for the Intergrade. Is because it's not being supported for Final Fantasy VII's Remake. The release that initially was for PS4. It's not. They've already made official statement that it's not going to be supported anymore, similar to Midgar and is to Neo Midgar, to President Shinra. if you want to be so blunt about it. It's the very same thing that they're doing to Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PlayStation 4. All support has been stopped, so they aren't supporting Final Fantasy VII for the remake for the PlayStation 4 anymore. In other words, if you don't get the Intergrade, you don't have Final Fantasy VII Remake, because they're gonna drop the plate onto it and everything. They don't give a shit. It doesn't exist in their eyes. Anyway, where's this key card? I thought it was a skeleton key. Maybe down the other area? It was a shame because it was such a polished game originally. I felt anyway. When it was released for the PlayStation 4, I felt like it was such a polished game. Like it really was. So polished. So tight, so nice. Alright, anyway, we, you know, nothing, we can't be perfect, so.
This it?
Alright, yeah, that's it, by the way. And yes, we, now have the skeleton key. So we can keep moving forward. Open the door.
It worked!
Yay! Alright, but yeah, all this content here is all missing in the original game.
I know this place.
It
Sector
only
7 should
added
be just on the other
to
side of this
serve
wall.
as
So this is where Sector 6
a
is.
deeper character
And where Sector 7
development
begins.
and
Once we cross
deeper
over, we can start
story
looking for a way back to the surface.
and history and all that.
Let's just try to make our way down this tunnel.
And it also just
See if
makes
we can't
a lot
use
more
those gates to
sense.
clear a path. We can do this. We'll figure it out. Yeah, for sure.
And that's why this version of Midgar is praised as a result of it. And is a lot more, you know, is received a lot more, you know, warmly. And just people, you know, have a much brighter outlook on this, you know, envisionment of Midgar as opposed to 1997 PlayStation's Final Fantasy VII Midgar. It's a stark contrast, actually, between the two. Huge. It's awesome. Wind, or we can go fire also. I like wind actually, because wind adds a lot of pressure, so it's a good kind of perfect to have. But I think Tifa should get a oh, she has one, good.
Let's end this quick.
Not a problem. Bring it! Gotcha!
Very good.
Let's go.
In fact, I think I'm gonna start each battle with Tifa, I think, as a leader. Battle setting with Tifa as leader. Oh, and we also have another ability to learn too. Sonic Strikers are done. We already have the Focus Striker. We have Star Shower now to learn. Star Shower is good. We're gonna have to make some adjustments here though. Yep, that's what we'll have to do. Oh god, there's so many things I have to make room for all the time, you know? And you need to get certain things, this thing. Because if you don't learn cleansing, you'll never learn it, you know? It could take a little while to learn that ability, though, cleansing. It could feel like a long fucking time. Well, once you get it, it's worth it, I guess, but you know. Assess. We should probably have it equipped, even though you don't want to have it equipped, because it's like a waste, but it's really not a waste. Not if it's your first playthrough. It gives you really valuable information. So. Alright, so let's keep making our way through the sewage. Crossing through from Sector 6, basically, over to Sector 7. We're still at Sector 6 right now, underneath Sector 6, I think. It's the sewers of Sector 4, 5, 6, and 7, more or less. It's sewers of Midgar, like I said. So we're very much, right now, Sector 6 sewers. And then we'll eventually cross over into the Sector 7 sewers.
Get back.
I can fight too, you know.
Alright, well, I think it makes sense to use Aerith, I guess. She could probably heal everybody with one cure spell or cure. Alright, good.
That's a win.
Very nice. We got more enemies coming up though. If you want to assess them, go for it.
Are you sure you want to fight? Watch yourself. I'm coming. No big deal.
Taking over.
Let me handle it. You're up. I'll take care of them.
Hang back.
Just go away! Think fast! Every little bit. Enjoy the ride! Get him! He'll be blown away! I'm coming!
That was weird. And I don't know what this is for. I'm not sure. I think it does something. I'm not sure what though. Alright, let's just, I guess go up this ladder here. I think that's the right way. Yep, this is the way, isn't it? Yes, it is. This is it. You gotta be careful not to... No, we're good. Never mind. The sewers of Sector 6. Sector 6. Well, well, very nice. Whoa, what do we got here? A piece of materia. Let's go grab that piece of materia. That could mean, you know, that could very well mean the very difference between rich and poor. Materia is very important. Super important. It's poison materia. Nice. Good find. Now, crossing the sluice gates. And main scenario on. Once we make it to the other side, we're pretty much getting close to Sector 7. And 2 high potions. I always forget that you can get items from those crates.
If this is what you want. It's on you. I'll take care of them. You've got this.
I got this.
Gotta heal first.
Allow me.
There we go, Sahuagins. You can use fire or ice.
Anytime now.
There you go.
Sorry. Anytime now.
Watch out for my wind. Bring it. Here it comes.
And they're good.
And we're safe.
Still haven't learned this order yet though. I mean, Infinity's End. We still need to learn that. I'm pretty sure we went this way, so we keep going this way. Nice even distribution. A mobile metal and a high potion. And then this I think is to crunch, and then I don't know why. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I remember now.
Now we should be able to get across.
Yeah, we're good. Now we're good. Now we're in good shape. Now we just cross across. We make our way across the grates, floating. So long as you don't fall into the sewage, because well, that's very dangerous. You can pretty much get very, very, very sick. Probably die if you fall into that sewage. You can't fall into sewage because you probably burn or get very sick. It's very bad, let's put it that way. You could melt and shit like that. It's pretty
I
nasty.
can't stop thinking about what Corneo said.
I know. Me too.
It's gotta be a trick. There's
It's
no way
not.
they'd go that far.
It's not a trick.
But what if Corneo really was telling the truth? We have to get there in time to stop it. We have to.
Right.
Aerith, what are you not telling me?
Huh?
But all of this is not filler.
Guys, come on.
Not to me, by the
We gotta
way.
keep moving.
I think this really just serves as
I'll go first.
a deeper character development and better story that really doesn't waver from the original. You know, it doesn't.
Okay, Aerith, your
It's
turn.
not really
On my
filler. It's just
Here we
it's just a more deeper, better story. It's a better. It's just a more detailed and just in general more enjoyable
Almost there.
story, you know. I think personally it has a really good story because all of this was all summed up within one screen, 1 to 2 screens with like zero
Least I could do.
conversation or
hear that,
anything.
Cloud? Come on.
You know, little to no explanation, you know, no real reaction to, you know, the events that were about to follow with the plate being dropped and all that. I mean, this is much more effective at building up that suspense and, you know, giving it that deeper connection by way of, you know, conversing with the characters and, you know, being presented how they feel and, you know, what is actually going on in their minds in the very moment, you know, or in the moments leading up to such a big event, that it really makes you feel, you know, that, you know, this is a pressing matter as opposed to the original, where it really just bypassed it altogether and it just made you feel like you're in a rush. That's it.
Focus.
Where it still makes you feel like you're in a rush. Here, it's just different.
Yeah.
The future isn't set in stone. That's what I always tell myself.
See?
Yeah.
Like,
I hope
there's
you're right.
it's pressing, but
How about this
it's
then?
not
Think of
it's not
something fun.
oppressing.
After saving Sector 7, you're gonna...
I'm
Open up a
gonna
bar.
Go shopping.
Topside. See?
I'll buy stuff for the bar, decorations, coasters.
Can I come?
Sure.
better.
Then it's a date.
Girls love dates.
Cloud can carry all our stuff.
He could be our pack
He'll be our
chocobo.
pack chocobo.
What was that about me?
Nothing. No way.
I'm only gonna be carrying for one person, and that's Tifa.
Cloud!
Thank you.
Hold on tight!
If I had to, I'd have to say Tifa. Because Aerith is a
No
Cetra.
need to be.
Cloud's not a Cetra. Tifa is a human. I am a human. So yeah, I would have to say Tifa. Because Tifa is one of my kind, you know, so she's my species. Same species. Full blood. She's a woman. I believe Aerith is only half woman. And the other half Cetra female. Female Cetra, half woman, half So she half girl, half female, etc. So she's female Cetra, half woman. Kind of. Basically. Which makes her basically a girl, female, you know. But she is still half Cetra. Tifa is full 100% human, I think. As far as we know, you know. Alright, so now we're going to be entering the Sector 7 sewers. Which are ridden with Sahagins, basically. They're overridden with Sahagins, I should say. Similar to that of like in the original game. Once again. Not really trying to do anything other than rest up and get ready for the second part of the sewers. There's a good piece of materia coming up too. Support materia, that is. Okay. Yep, these are the sewers, alright. It may help to have a map out now. Sector 7 sewers, yeah. There's a rat, yeah.
They're nothing.
Compared to us, at least. Hey!
I don't really need one, you know.
You'll be blown away! That's that! Come on! Yeah, go on! Heads up! Watch out for highway!
What's the proficiency bonus on that, anyway? There's just some things that we really do need to work on, though. Alright, we got 2 orbs of gravity. And we can continue going this way. Alright, slide through here. And just be ready for an encounter coming up. With those scissor dudes.
I'm in a rush, so... That was close! Go on! Yeah! You ready? Give them your all!
There you go.
And we're safe.
And it's why I love wind. Wind magic is good magic. It's powerful. Because it could put enemies into pressured state, regardless of weakness. Many times, at least. Okay. A couple of blues coming up. And rats. And were rats.
Try to stay behind me.
Cover your back.
We got it.
That it?
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, at least I found out what it was. And there's the chest. There's another chest. But also materia too will be... I'll get to get over there first. So I believe we could take this way or the other way. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
You sure you want to play? Get him! Here, just go! You'll be blown away! Heads up! Watch out for high winds! Here! Get him! Let's turn it up! Clear! Enjoy the ride! Here goes! There!
There we go, baby.
There.
Awesome. Alright, also, let's do a battle settings for Eric. We need to use Fleeting Familiar. Well, you don't really need it, though. This is a good ability. Oh wait, hold on. Battle settings. Alright. This should work. There's the material we need to get on the other side. But to get to the other side... Yep, we have to go up this way. But, like I said, it goes without saying that they did a good job with the sewers here. That's not the way, though. It's actually around. Yep. Once you make it around, you're good to go. There's a Sahagin too over there too. A few things over there. First, let's get down there. Let's get the bottom. And looky. There it is. the warding materia. And warding materia is very, very useful, but it's not that relevant right now. And it takes a while to master, so. There's a warding. It grants a debuff resistance to a percentage. So it starts at 25, then to 50, then to 100. But right now it's just not necessary. Star shower is good. Oh god, it's so hard to get that chakra level up one more. Damn, man, it's kind of difficult to decide, I don't know. Well, somebody needs to use it. Shit,
Easy.
Get him! It's on you. I'll show you what I
Get
know.
it?
Keep eyes.
Okay. Let me handle this. Good luck.
Let's do this.
That's it.
Don't close your...
no.
Go on. So it's my turn?
That's why I really would like to get access to the ability
Maybe this will help?
resist, but I don't have room for it right now.
Big fast. Take that. Here goes. Why don't you lead the way?
Steady.
I always forget, and I forgot again.
Gotta be careful.
Do this right.
See what I mean? Hold on. I have to get everything right. Make sure everything's right. Okay.
They're nothing.
Compared to us, at least.
Heads out! That was close. There! Bring it! There. Watch yourself. I'll take care of him. Just a bit. It's your turn.
Taking over. Keep those gloves up.
Sure thing, Coach.
And the revival earrings was obtained. Now I'm back. I have to use the bathroom. I will be back momentarily. I just have to use the bathroom, guys. I will be back in a minute. Alright, and I'm back. Okay, alright, so yeah, that's like the best thing you can pick up here is probably the warding materia. And once you've sorted that out, figure out what you want to do with that. I mean, it's not the best piece of materia in the world, but it's useful once you master it, I guess. To master it first. And that's really only realistically possible, I guess, without... I mean, time-wise at least, to do, probably once you get the AP up materia and have access to Don Corneo's Coliseum. For now, I think it's probably best if you put it to the side, because you can cover most of your bases with accessory augments, like protective boots, star pendant, so on and so forth, headband, etc. Yeah. And ultimately, I would like to get resist, because that's actually pretty good. And so is barrier. Really, mana wall, though it's not like, you know what I mean? Mana wall. It takes so fucking long to get mana wall. That thing flying in the air, yeah.
You're up.
Easy peasy.
Moving on then.
So it seems.
I'll protect you.
I'm pretty good at protecting myself, you know.
Let's just take a look at something. Should I just lay down ice?
Finish him off. Go on. That's it.
Alright, it's gone.
See you around.
There's so many pieces of materia yet to be had that is so good. That will help with the ATB meter, well, the ATB charge, I should say. I mean, Cloud has Disorder. It's his only ability that has any ATB regain, but First Strike gives us ATB charge right off the bat, but there's other things too that we could use. ATB Assist, ATB Stagger, Scarf. Well, I guess is it Whistlewind Scarf, I guess, right? And I firmly believe that in the second game there'll be other ways to take advantage of this. Synergy is also very useful too, so... Because Synergy has been changed now, for better or for worse, but it doesn't cost any ATBs, so it effectively makes the spell free. And that's the beauty of it, I guess, is that it doesn't have an MP cost anymore, so every time you cast a spell or expend an ATB, that synergy will activate. So it always pays to have synergy. So it would seem. Like, you don't see a reason not to, although we're so close to leveling this up that it's... You know, I'm not gonna... But we need healing. You know, I don't really need Assess, because I kind of know that I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm dealing with. Assess if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, I guess. But if I really need the slot, which I do, because I don't need to assess them. I mean, I don't need to assess them because I know what I'm doing. But if Chadley wants me to assess them, then I guess I have no choice. But I don't think I can even meet that criteria, right? Let me see. No, nope. I've met all the criterias, and I still have to go and pick up the enemy skill materia, but nope, there's not much, really, no need for it. For Assess. Not really. If it's a toss-up between anything, I'd say Ixnay that. And then, yeah, possibly do, fuck the ice materia, just go with the wind materia, because wind is pretty good. Synergy window. And magnify not the wind, let's just magnify the healing. With it, still have an additional slot, so the refocus is in question, right? It is, actually. But, fuck it, I'm not gonna do that. Let's use barrier. Yeah, it should be fine. I think it doesn't look good though. It's alright, whatever.
Look, that must be the way out.
I don't really know why they have it set up that way.
There must be some way we can lower the water level.
Infinity's End, the only thing I can see a benefit for is the interruption strength. Because it has, you know, strong interruption strength. Other than that, it's too slow. I think Braver's better. My opinion. Disorder is really good. This is my opinion, though.
Guys, check it out. Seventh Heaven's water tank has something similar. I'm betting we can use this to control the sewage level.
And I bet you're right.
You want to give it a try?
This ought to drain the water.
I bet you
Right.
Tifa does the pumping and Aerith does the pulling. I would imagine. I mean, just seems like Tifa would do the pumping, right? Tifa pumps while Aerith pulls. That seems about right. And I could see why they made that decision that Tifa would do the pumping. I won't say any more than that, really.
Must be busted.
Someone needs to
A
pump.
red light indicates a blockage, apparently.
There's only one person
We
here
can
who
use
I
the
could
hand
think.
pump to clear the blockage.
And who would
Sounds
do
about
that?
right. I remember having to do this.
You
at the
do
bar
that.
before.
You're the
Alright.
pump girl.
I'll...
Aerith, you mind giving me a hand? Cloud, you stay
Yeah,
put.
she'll give you a
Keep an eye out
hand,
for more
but
red
the
lights.
pump has to come from
Wait,
you.
I'm not sure.
Trust me, this is the best way to handle it.
Yep,
We'll be back soon.
exactly. Tifa's on the pump, Aerith's on the hand, and Cloud's on the eye. Or standby. I'm telling you, Aerith is meant to be the hand, and Tifa's controlling the pump. Do the breasts have something to do with it? Perhaps. Perhaps they do.
So maybe this is a little different from the one at the
Perhaps they do.
bar. More
I mean, I'm not a girl, but
industrial?
I'm just saying, to most guys, when you think of a pump, I mean, come on, it is not hard to see as to why they chose Tifa for the pump. Have Tifa work the pump while Aerith opens the valve. And then who works the shaft? I don't know, I guess it's sort of like Aerith opens the valve, Tifa works the shaft. It seems like what it says here. Alright, so have her work the pump, I guess. But she'll pull the lever up. Yep. But it's not good enough. So yeah, it's like kind of getting...
Try to
No,
stay in
yeah,
sync.
it is kind of like that. It's kind of weird. Imagine two girls. Okay, I'm just gonna. I'll link that personally in my head, but just imagine. All right, here we go. Two girls, one machine. I don't remember this.
Spectacular.
Just have her work the thing.
All good.
This is so sexual, although it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that it's just... Come on, work it. Wow, you didn't work it good.
Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong with you girls? Come on. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I see what you have to do. That's why it
Try
didn't
to
work.
stay in sync.
Well, I'm not a girl giving a hand job. I don't know. If I was a girl giving a hand job, then that'd be different. But I'm not a girl. I'm a guy. So, like, I don't know how to give a hand job.
Here goes.
I'm terrible at giving hand jobs. I never give one. I've never given a hand job before. So I'm glad to not be good at this, because if I was good at it,
That went well.
yikes. Probably means that you're good at giving head too. Like, it's just,
Could have gone better.
like, we're about to reach
Okay.
orgasm here now. Almost there. It's almost at orgasm. Ooh, so close to getting orgasm.
Try
Exceeded.
to stay in sync.
They can get there. But Tifa has to do most of the work. As you could see, it's not hard to see that Tifa does
Alright,
most of the
I
work
think
there.
that did it.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's head back. Cloud's probably getting worried.
No, I'm sure he's fine. Anyway, I was gonna say, imagine if... I don't even want to say it to get it. Because I don't know if girls are watching, so it's sort of like... But I only have respect for all people. Even girls, guys, whatever. It's just... It's kind of funny. I mean, we all know what's been taught, like, a million times over. I'm not saying anything new. So, yeah, you know, it's...
Nicely done.
We make a great team.
Go team!
Okay. Anyway, so we can get back to things here. After the two girls finish their job, and, you know, you reach, whatever it is that they had to reach. I mean, I guess I can say that, right? Once the two girls manage to reach orgasm, we move on. I just want to change something here. Not sure why it was done this way, but it looks better. Much better.
Leave this to me.
I don't think so.
Get ready.
Come on!
You'll be blown away.
Shit. I see.
No, nice try, pal.
Deal with that.
I'm just too good for them, aren't I?
Moving on then.
I guess so. Well, I wreck most of these enemies. But something still feels a little off.
Get back.
I can fight too, you know.
Let's be smart. Sweet dreams.
Watch out for high winds. I'm so
Gotta
tired.
stay.
See, that's a problem.
Let's go. Bingo. Heads up.
Ooh.
It's on you. So it's my turn?
And I guess you could just use a regeneration spell or a cure spell.
Back to good now.
Let's do this. Try me. Gotcha.
I shouldn't have used Focus Thrust, but it's fine. I really should have used Infinity's End because that's what I need to learn. Infinity's End. Although I don't see the benefit, but only in stagger. For raw damage,
Sure
is
is
it?
nice to go up for a change.
Hope the pillar's not much further.
I see. Anytime
Stay
now.
back.
I'm ending this.
Go on. Enjoy the ride.
No holding back.
Oh no! That's not good. Yikes. Again, because we don't have resist.
Let me handle this.
Cool off! Give him your all! Gotta be strong. There's no escape. Gotcha. There. Let's do this right.
Alright, check this out.
There. Finish him off.
Okay.
Watch out for high winds.
Now, I'm gonna use a quick umbrella strike. Sahagin. He's gonna die.
Hang back. I'll go on ahead and secure the exit.
See that shit? Ridiculous, right? Alright, but these Sahagins are a pain in the ass and they will not leave us alone. So they're gonna chase us out to the exit. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yikesy doodles. Motherfucking Sahagins.
Looks like they're hungry for more.
We're not delicious.
You see how raw damage can just increase the limit break?
Keep going.
Just by a little bit, it's just, yeah.
Okay.
Block damage can increase the limit break
You too.
by
But there's
50%.
too many of them.
If it's raw damage, then it'll be 100%.
Hurry.
Similar to stagger damage and staggering.
Or die.
When you stagger an enemy, you'll get a 100% increase to the stagger, to the limit break. If you dish damage to an enemy in stagger, well, that will fill it up by 50. If that makes sense. Alright, so now we're out of the sewers, and we begin chapter 11. Right in the graveyard, Sector 7, by the old factory,
Understood.
warehouse.
The Avalanche mission's been
And they are undergoing the mission of dropping the plate. So,
This is bullshit. What the hell are they thinking?
threats to public order.
this is probably where we conclude
Put down. This is what we
for
always
today.
Summarily.
And then where we pick up in my next WePlay for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Which where I'll be picking up off, yeah, I'll be covering the train graveyard. And the Sector 7 plate drop. That's all to come. My next live stream
Just
for
off the
WePlay Final Fantasy VII Intergrade.
Don't worry. We'll make it in time.
No, you won't. But that's alright. At least you tried. Anyway, with that, guys, thanks for watching. This has been a WePlay Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Like and subscribe if you did. It would mean a lot. Yeah, I'm going to be continuing this on later with my next live stream for WePlay Final Fantasy VII Intergrade through the train graveyard. And I hope to see you guys then. And, you know, as always, keep it gaming, keep it safe, and thanks for watching. And until then. Thanks again, guys.